Hello, everybody, and welcome to Survivor Now's Aftershow for episode 4 of season 50. My name's Josh, and I'll be facilitating tonight, and I am so excited to be with you all. And I have not one, not two, but 3 New Era alumni here to break down the episode with me tonight. As always, with me from season 41, we have Abraham. How you doing tonight, Abraham?
No complaints, man. This is a great one. Hey, I ain't never been on this with this many Survivor players.
I know. I think me too. I don't know if I've been on with 3 of you either. So this is first for me too. So it's really fun. That's great. Also from season 44 and season 45, as usual, we have Bruce with us. How are you doing tonight, Bruce?
What up, peeps? Seeing as though the outcome of today's episode, I figured I would wear somewhat of a white shirt for Mr. Mike White from White Lotus.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sure you planned that the whole way. So that's great. And a special guest with us tonight, fresh off of season 49. We have Sage. Sage, how are you doing?
I'm sweating and my heart is pounding.
Well, thank you so much for being with us here tonight. It's really great to have you. Just real quick, how have you been since season 49?
You know, I'm alive.
All right.
Woman of little words.
You know, that's
you know?
some days that's as good as you're gonna get. So we're glad you're here. Glad everybody's all doing good. Thank you to those of us who are joining us in the chat as well. Feel free to comment. We will definitely address your comments as the show goes on tonight. But yeah, definitely super noteworthy episode all the way through. How are we feeling coming in off of yeah, a whole lot went down this episode, but fresh off of Mike White getting voted off, like, how are we feeling tonight?
I just want to take a moment of silence for Q, man. It's like,
oh yeah, you were here last week to break down Q.
that's what I want to
So
take
yes,
a moment of
definitely.
silence.
I miss him too. That's for sure. But anyway, tonight
There could have been better options than Mike tonight. There could have been better options for Q last week. You know, this tribe is now has officially turned itself into a shit show tribe, which is all right. You know, we need one. But as far as for anything else, like, I enjoyed 95% of this episode today.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Sage, how about you? How are you enjoying season 50 so far, and tonight's episode in particular?
Yeah, it's like a nice surprise. I was worried about season 50. I'm not well versed in the super fandom, but I'm aware that, you know, the community has been asking for more, and we haven't really been getting it. And so I feel like we've been getting some of that in season 50. And this episode was interesting. I always like when you go into a final tribal and you genuinely just don't know which way it's going to go, because I feel like sometimes the edit tries to make it seem suspicious. But no, this time I genuinely was like, I have no idea which way it was going to go.
Yeah, no, there definitely seemed like a lot of options going on tonight. We always love when there's like, you know, 2 or 3 like really viable options going into tribal council. We love a good plurality vote. Yeah, I really thought this episode really came alive for me in the last half hour as the you know, Pink Tribe was going to their tribal council, and we saw all that scrambling from like, oh, it's Angelina, no, it's Emily, no, it's Mike, and Christian's whole, you know, the way he came to realize that what needed to happen and how he was going to do it. That was great. I personally didn't need all that time with Zac Brown and, you know, the reward and all that. You know, Zac Brown, I think, has gotten more confessionals than people like Tiffany and Camilla so far. But you know what? We'll get there when we get there. A whole lot good to get into tonight, though. But I guess we can just take it from the top. So we start off tonight with a talent. I mean, you know, they get back from tribal council. Q goes. Steph is upset. Ozzy is like, okay, yeah, Angelina's got to go. But then, you know, we move over to the Orange Tribe. We see a talent show going on where the men are competing in it and the women are the judges. Did any of you guys get into any sort of shenanigans like that on your seasons?
I build a Netflix corner. It never got shown, but it was like a piece of wood between 2 trees, and it was the Netflix corner. You could sit there and remember all the Netflix shows you watch. I mean, you just do different stuff while you're on the island just to entertain yourself. It's after about 2 days, you got to go deep into your bag. Whatever it takes to get to that next sunrise is what you're going to try.
Yeah.
I was so unafraid to do stupid stuff. Like I did my robot. I did, I bounced around and do whatever I wanted to do. I did just, there was nothing that was kind of, a group effort like that. Like I was actually, when I saw that, I was quite happy to see that they were having that kind of fun. So that makes me happy to see that.
Now, Jonathan is kind of big to be playing with. We tried it we was in a pool, so Jonathan is pretty big to be playing with. But y'all go ahead and knock yourselves out. Anything to kill time, because it's really 24/7. So we only see a snippet of what goes on. But even like Sage, at some point you just want to sit by yourself. It's like,
yeah, I love alone time. I would much. It was a problem, but no, we didn't have too many fun things. I just disassociated most of the time until it was time to go into a challenge or go into tribal. But I do as a viewer, I really enjoy. Like I enjoyed the hide and seek, whatever season that was. I love an activity, but it does require a lot of energy, and I think a lot of us are in the market of like energy conservation. So kind of pick and choose, but it's early on, so you have a little bit more maybe.
Yeah. So Sage, you definitely relate more to Aubrey having to go off, take a minute to herself than you do to the, Charlie and Jonathan exerting all that energy to do a fake wrestling match.
Yes. Well, and also in doing that too, it's like, it's curious. It's interesting to see who will come talk to you. So I do value alone time, but also a little bit strategic in that it's like, let's see who comes and has a conversation.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
I think Aubrey has her own season going on. It's like a separate season where when they do her little clip, it's like, what is Aubrey doing? She's currently in the woods. She's looking for an idol. And then it's like somebody comes to disturb the tranquility of the episode. Like Genevieve, like, well, what are you doing? Wait a minute, you're not in this scene. You got to go to the next scene. Just like they gave her her own little separate episodes, because you never really see her interact with anybody or even talk strategy, except for the first episode with Genevieve. When did she actually ever talk anything? She really just out there either looking for an idol or she's doing something, but she seems so separate from the editing than everybody else. And for me, based off of last week, I wouldn't want to see Coach together. I didn't want to see who's with Coach. What would have been? Kobe, Coach, and what's firefighter's name? Joe. Those were the last three people I want to see on the tribe together. They just had that ambiance to be with each other, the Dragon Slayer, the firefighter, and the cowboy. It's like that's so much good nature right there. Who's gonna vote who out? So, but I said Survivor and Sage. You go ahead. I said Survivor's played in two parts: before the merge, after the merge. I didn't think Q being voted out last time was going to help them get to the merge, considering what they had left.
No.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a collective opinion that in the tribe phase, it tends to be beneficial to keep like really physically strong people, or even just not even just physically strong, but people who perform well in challenges is a benefit. And given that I'm so bad at remembering the like stats and everything of who was on what tribe to begin with, but I'm pretty sure correct me if I'm wrong, this tribe that went, a lot of them have been to tribal a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Christian and Ozzy and Emily have been to every tribal council so far. So that's like half that tribe.
So I think given how many strategic players are on that tribe, and what the thing with Q though is he is strategic and physical, like he's very well rounded. So I love seeing Q on my TV screen as a viewer, and I can understand the threat level as a player, and I think that it's more beneficial to get out people who are very like strategic early on. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, Q was last week, and so we don't want to spend a ton of time on him, but they definitely could have used him tonight. Like, given how they were simply outmuscled. They didn't even get to the puzzle, and the other tribes, you have Jonathan on one, you have like Joe and Colby on another, and Coach, and then you have some like really, really strong women on the other tribe. And I mean, I don't know, like this tribe, Mike is clearly in really good shape, like Steph is in really good shape, like you have people who are like fit and athletic, but this one you just need like a ton of
You need
muscle
Bruce.
mass.
You need
Yeah, you
Bruce.
needed a Bruce. Whereas Bruce should have been on this season instead of like, I don't know, pick somebody else, and then the Purple Tribe would have won if Bruce was there. I think that's
Let me
the
tell
moral
you
of the
something.
story.
Wet
Keep it up.
sandbags are heavy. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's worse that there are sandbags, but then they're wet, then they're in water, and then that boat is sitting there. You got to get the boat out. You know, I think the easiest part of that challenge was untying the buckets. After that,
Yeah.
it's a job, and it's
Yeah,
like
it's tough.
you're exhausted.
Okay, don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here. So let me bring us back real quick. We got some comments in the chat.
Josh keeps us on track because we don't.
Yeah, showing some love to Sage. E Josue is saying Queen Sage. Yeah, Darren saying Sage really liked you on season 49. So yeah, we always love when we have guests here. So yes, going back to the very beginning though, I will say sorry, we got a little sidetracked, but I was asking about the talent show originally. I enjoy those, even though there wasn't anything like super noteworthy about that segment to me. I do always enjoy when they highlight the fact that there is just downtime, that people do get to know each other and they do fun things to entertain themselves. One of my, very favorite seasons, season 4, Survivor Marquesas, and they have like an iconic sequence in the first couple episodes where the one tribe would do like a morning radio show, and they had some really funny bits there. And anytime other tribes, like other seasons will like pay homage to that sort of thing with their goofy little shenanigans, and hide and seek was a memorable recent one. It's always fun. It's like a break from the norm of strategy challenge, look for idols challenge, strategy, tribal council. It breaks it up a little bit and shows us more like real people living real life. So it was fun.
And to the casual viewer, it's like one of those things that they're looking at a show and the casual viewer, I don't think realizes that we're watching, a mishmash of, 24 to 36 hours, and they got to put all that stuff together, and then they got to show it on the television screen. But within that period of time, you're really only sleeping for what? 4 hours, if that, and the rest of the time you're up talking, you're doing something, you're gathering coconuts, getting wood, whatever have you. But for people to see that downtime, because it does happen very often, I'm surprised how some people don't remember how much downtime there was, because it was 3 days when they had the 39-day game. It was 3 days of downtime. And then all of a sudden on that third day, you're doing a challenge, whatever have you, somebody getting voted out. They got to put all that together. So I don't think that I think they would have been able to show more had they had an hour and a half of time for us to be able to see this, to see the downtime, to see how relationships are made, and how some people used to get so pissed off when they got voted out, and they were voted out by their supposed number one. Well, we don't know why they were the supposed number one, because they never showed us anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're seeing it. Now we're seeing it, like with the whole Charlie Maria thing. Like, we're seeing why, and it's like, oh, okay, now we know why they're pissed, and why it transcends the game after that.
I do like the flashbacks when they flashback and they show you the interaction of a previous incident or something that happens that put them in a certain mindset. Oh, I do like the Charlie Rizzo war. I do love that.
Yeah. Charlie better win that war.
He's probably really nice in real life, but yeah. Anyway,
Rizzo.
Yeah, he's probably nice. He's a nice
kid. He is. He is a nice young man.
But in the game of Survivor, I need to get him voted out immediately.
That Mickey Mouse voice, I was like, yeah. And then I was like,
hey, look. It's crazy because we don't know what time it is on Survivor.
Whose phone is ringing?
Is it the office phone?
That's Abraham.
Hey, Abraham, they called you to tell you to get to bed. You ain't supposed to be up this late.
Yeah, is that a house phone going off like in the year 2026? What?
That's the live-in nurse. Abraham, get to bed.
Okay,
landline.
Going back to the Rizzo and Charlie thing, I loved that it's just like, oh, haha, fun, whatever, talent show, and it turns into still Charlie being like, no, Rizzo's got to go. Like this thing that he says he did, which he didn't even actually do. It's just the story he made up about how he didn't vote for his number one. Charlie's like, will not forget that, and he won't let us forget that either. I love that. I love that for him, and I love that for us.
Give me your petty. Come on, Charlie. Give me your petty. I love it. Oh, God, I love it. I need like 3 more people to be the same exact way. I need just 3 more, and I'll be all right.
I mean, This season has a lot of dysfunction with the older and the younger players, preferably from your season, Bruce. They brought a dysfunctional player in. I don't really know how that's working, but it's
We're
a
gonna
lot of
get to that. I know we're gonna get to
dysfunctional.
that. I know we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like
Petty King Charlie, we love it. Yes, so we have all the, like you said, a lot of pettiness, a lot of messy gameplay, and some of these like messy interpersonal dynamics, and just like some of these people are just really funny, and it's really good to watch all of that. And what better way to highlight all of these amazing characters and like dynamic game players than to spend 20 minutes on some celebrity who's not even part of the season. Wasn't that great?
That's a lot. It was a lot.
That was a lot. There was. I sat there. I'm actually standing in my living room in front of the television because that's what I do when I watch Survivor because I get so anxious. I'm standing in front of my television and my wife comes alongside of me. She puts her arm underneath my arm. We're standing there listening to him sing the first song. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is all right. But then I was just like, man, I'm like, how the fuck long have I been doing this for? Excuse my language. And I'm like, and she's like, my wife is like, it's been like 15 minutes. And I'm like, what?
15 minutes gone.
Like, I got you there. And I said this at the beginning of all this, when we're talking about 50, I said they're trying to bring in more people to watch Survivor. Okay. They're trying to get, they're going to have other people on. They got the Billie Eilish idol, and they got, the Boomerang idol. They got Zac on this week. They're going to have Mr. Beast and whoever else. They're trying to bring in other people, but it's like, don't make them the forefront of the show. They mixed it up a little bit. It was kind of good. He's like, he was saying about how, Survivor is, kind of like the sharks in the water, and you got to kind of always look out for it. Got more content, right?
Yeah. What are we doing here? Sorry,
keep
going,
like,
Bruce.
I want to know more about what's going on with my Survivor players. I want to know the inside and the outs. I want to see. Give me more details. Show me more of the challenge. Like, give me all of that stuff. I want to see more of Ozzy catching a fish than the country.
But even the format was changed. We literally saw who was going to be voted out 1 hour before we went to Final Tribal. And the rest of it was dedicated to spearfishing with the best gear I've seen ever on Survivor. It definitely wasn't what we ever got. And then you go out there and we in a whole documentary. I thought it was a fishing documentary at first on spearfishing.
Oh my gosh, that was something else.
Jumped into the water and I went down there and I started spearfishing at 15 or 17, and I love it. And you got to get it up before the shark gets it. What damn shark? I'm not getting in that water anyway. So, then you got these fish. You come back and coach is like, this is the best fish I've ever seen. No, dude, it's a fish. You still got to get it cooked. We don't get the cleaning and cooking part. Thank goodness they cut that out. But I do like what you said.
They're already clean. They're already clean.
No, they came out.
Really look, they're the slit in the belly. They're already cleaned out. They're already done.
And I like the fact that the rewards were at that level again, because if we look at old Survivor, when you went to an award, it was like, if I hit a sanctuary one more time, we talked to Rupert in December when me and Bruce was talking to him. They was going on a yacht, and
they go on a yacht. They'd get like overnight spa rewards. You'd like go on a helicopter. You did, they did all sorts of crazy stuff.
When we did Ponderosa, when we did Ponderosa, we went by somebody's yacht. So they got yachts out there.
Yeah,
I'm a little tired of the sanctuary.
Yes. And like going back to the fishing thing, like I'm not someone who, I know there are people out there who love the Aussies and the Jonathans of the world because they can like fish and be good at challenges and stuff like that. That's not really my cup of tea while watching the show. That's not like why I watch Survivor. So if I'm not enjoying that when Ozzy and Jonathan do it, like I definitely don't need to see Zac Brown doing it and talking about it. And again, I'm not super familiar with his music, so maybe I'm the wrong audience for this.
You a Zac
No,
Brown
some of those songs I've heard, but I'm not like, I'm not some super
Sage,
fan
nothing at all.
Listen to country music.
Yeah. I live in Texas. I can't even tell you what they're talking about.
I'm curious. I went briefly to the Survivor Instagram when they posted that, and pretty much all the comments were like, bro, we did not vote for this. Like, we do not need this. Show us more of the players. But I'm curious, like, who out there is like, yes, this is everything. This is my two great loves, like Survivor and Zac Brown. This is everything I wanted. Apparently Dee and Colby felt that way, but I'm curious, like, if anybody at home watching felt that way.
No, never
Well,
even
that's
thought
the
of
thing.
Zac Brown.
Remember, they're not. This is my thought, and prove me wrong somehow, some way. But they marketed it in a way to people to try to bring in new people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Zach's going to be on. Okay, he's on Survivor. I thought that show was canceled, but you know what? I'm going to watch it. And they go on and they watch, and maybe let's say 1 million people watch. They get 2% of that million. That's fine with them. You know what I'm saying? They get to pull in some more people to watch the show, and then it kind of grows from there. So. Listen, I want it to go on forever. I want to be 88 years old on my deathbed being like, oh, when's
I do want to look. I'm with Bruce on that one. Zac Brown's band did Chicken Fried, 174 million views on YouTube 17 years ago. 17 years ago. I was somewhere else 17 years ago. So I don't really know what that. I thought the song was recent, but apparently that's one of his older song. For me, it just kind of threw the whole show off a little bit by having this whole 30 minutes of Zac Brown. Now, I did like what D was saying, because to me it was more in line with the game. I wasn't trying to come in second. I was trying to come in first so I can enjoy Zac Brown, because ain't nothing good about coming in second. So I enjoyed that. Was a good cameo right there for her. But Zac Brown singing while he's sitting in the chair, and Genevieve like, hey, sing another song. Kobe like, go with it. I'm like, what? I'm gonna text Tiffany and be like, hey, when did that get in your playlist?
Well, here's the thing. You cut away everything else. Just cut away different songs of it. Like do like a montage of him singing different songs, bop, 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 and then it's done. Like, I'm good. Give me Kobe's eyes all teared up because he's thinking of his wife and stuff like that. Like, with the songs he's singing. I got you. Like, thank you. Give me that human moment. But I don't want it to be so revolving one person that is doing a cameo,
That's cameo.
Like Angelina did a cameo on White Lotus, right?
She sure did.
So it wasn't wrapped around her. She leaned forward and said something, blah, 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 and leaned back. That's it. Give me a little something, something. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sage, anything to add on the whole Zac Brown situation?
I'm curious. I think I'm always curious about the why behind things, and so Bruce's explanation makes sense. The only thing that's still a huge question mark in my mind is why 20 minutes? I don't. Yes. That just seems so. And granted, I don't know the exact timestamp, whatever, but it
felt like that. Long. It was really long. It was really long.
Wondering who watched that back and was like, this is it. And there's got to be a reason. I just need to know the reason. If I know the reason, I can let it go. I'm like, it makes sense, but I don't know the reason. And I can't think of what would make sense for why.
I do think it is kind of what Bruce said about how they're trying to get new people into the show.
Why?
I know why. I know. But maybe it's like, oh, we spent however much money for this appearance fee to get him here, and we want people to watch it. So we're gonna show. We gotta make it. Get as much juice out of this as we can. We don't want to just be like, oh, hey, here's Zac Brown, and then have him leave. But I don't know. I mean, like Jeff has said before, like, oh yeah, like this is a great season. Start watching Survivor. But I'm like, is it though? Is it like would you start watching, Marvel movies with like Avengers Endgame, like after like everything is already would you start there? I don't know if I would recommend starting there, but to each their own, I guess.
Sage, the person that was like, this is great. That's the same person who's like, Exile Island.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, I wanted to highlight a couple of these comments. Like Zach got more confessionals than other people. We do know from the preview that Mr. Beast is coming, so I'm a little nervous about how that's going to go.
I thought he did his in Mr. Beast.
Now that was a different thing. That Survivor was on that, but then he's coming to Survivor too. And then this was funny. Is it too late to draft Zac Brown for points? Because he definitely would have been worth a lot more points than everyone else. Yeah. And then we have Ollie in the chat saying, I didn't hear Zac Brown concert the spelled against my will. Yeah, I definitely did not sign up for that. So
it was 8 people on this episode that did not get an edit, and I didn't know they was in the season.
I know. I mean, I think legitimately, I think Tiffany has 2 confessionals. My winner pick, my number 1 overall draft pick for this season, Tiffany has 2 confessionals all season. Zac Brown this episode got like 5. And He's not even a player on the season.
Not for nothing. That's why I think Tiffany's gonna win this bad boy because they're holding her off. They just
my gosh, I hope so.
Holding the reins, like don't let it get.
She's entertaining too. She is like, she is strong-willed. She's funny. She's like a dynamic, like confessional giver. Like there's not, that there's good content there. Like, what are we doing?
Last episode,
we're being robbed.
Huh?
We're being
robbed. She was on last.
We totally are being robbed.
Last episode. You only get one episode, then every 2 episodes got to go by.
Well, I will say this.
So who's the music entertainment for next week?
I don't think there's anybody next week because we see 2 tribes going to tribal council next week, which like I have been waiting for all season long. Like we have needed that all season. I think
some tonight.
No, I think we needed that tonight for sure. When I saw them go into tribal, the immunity challenge 15 minutes in, I'm like, oh, please have it be a double boot. Because I've come on here in previous weeks and complained about the pace of this game. But like when you have 24 all-stars on a season, like you want to see them play the game. You don't want to see Zac Brown go for 20 minutes. And you don't want to see half of these players. I think I counted tonight. It's like 10 or 11 of these players have not yet been to tribal council. And it's day 9 out of 26. That's like a quarter of the way. No, almost over a third of the way through the game. And half of them, haven't gone to tribal council yet. When we came, we're all here to see them play. That is why we are all here. And when you have 2/3 of them immune every episode, like it's just like a bunch of wasted potential. So I'm really glad that we're seeing 2 of them go next week. It'll like, speed the game up. It'll like bring more momentum. It'll like add more drama. It'll add more character development to each one of them. I'm so glad we're finally there. But Bruce, sorry, keep going.
They should have had this season 50. They should have brought it back to 39 days.
For sure.
Because it would have been one of those things that, okay, so you older players haven't played in a while. So we're going to give you that. It's going to be harder for you because the last time you played was 7 years ago, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be harder for you. So now the people that have played the 26 days, well, you know what? Now it's harder for you because now it's a longer game to be able to go. So you're not going as hard or whatever in the paint. So this is one of the things that I would have liked to have seen, something new, something different, comparatively speaking. So I don't know. I thought today was going to be a double boot, but it's not. So if next week's going to be, then I'm happy with that. But it's got to be next week and the week after. Like this.
I think we need like 3 or 4, like like at least 2 or 3 double boots in a row. We definitely.
For me, I think when Kyle went out on the medical, it kind of threw off the rhythm of the game. It just didn't seem like it was the same. And it just seemed like we haven't gotten that same footing because up there we was having a great season. Yeah. Then he gets hurt, he leaves, and now we got Zac Brown. Come on.
Yeah, we say son of a bitch here saying the way I thought it would be doubles every week except the premiere. We all did because it makes sense. It would only make sense. Like sorry, production that we thought you have common sense, but I don't know. Maybe that was a little too generous.
I like to give an honorable mention to Camilla. She held the net up doing the challenge, and that's the only time we saw her this season. On this episode. Just start getting honorable mentions of people that we haven't seen in confessionals or in the edits.
Yes, I feel like Tiffany and Camilla are 2 that have suffered, and Chrissy. I think those are some of the ones that have like suffered the most from all.
Wait a minute, was Rick Devins in this episode?
A little bit for the talent show, yeah, but that's it. But he's fine. He's got plenty of content already this season. But some of these people we're waiting for,
They just happened to see you came back in the spaceship. Or you climbed in your seat.
I had to maneuver around my little dog.
Oh, okay. Oh man, yeah. We see here. K Frick says I'm okay with 26 days in the pace of the boot so far, but the purple players need to start getting a piece of the edit. I think, given it's a lot easier to purple players when you have 2 tribes immune every episode, and then you also have celebrity cameos or like long challenges and stuff like that.
They gotta be gearing up to make 2 tribes because if they do 2 boots next week,
you're still at 17. That's still a lot of people.
Yeah, that's only 15. So somebody else.
No, it's 17. It's 19. So then they were going to go down to 17 next week. That's still a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Maybe if they just do like boom, 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 like a bunch of like 1-day cycles with double boots until they merge at like 13 or something like that. That's fine with me, I guess. But this was a really great episode, and we saw a lot happen socially, strategically in just a 1-day cycle. And so I think we can speed it up and it'll still be good because I don't know. I think they showed us like once you got rid of all the Zac Brown riffraff, like, and you let the players play, just the 6 of them, like we saw it was a really good segment. Everything because there's like history, there was drama, there was all of these competing interests at play that led to this like a true like plurality vote with taking a big dog like Mike out with just 3 votes out of 6.
Well, let me ask Bruce a question.
That happens. Wait, like that happened when we just like let the players play. And that's what we want. We want to see the players play.
Bruce would be the only one that would know this answer because Emily went at him on the very first episode in his second season. What is her style? What is her gameplay style? Because I'm kind of confused on her style.
It's I don't remember it being this chaotic. I really don't. And I've said this before, the second time players, when they go out and play, they tend to just throw caution to the wind because they know that they've already lived their experience. And now it's like, okay, I'm just going to throw it out there and just have a damn good time doing whatever. But I think, with Emily, it's kind of gotten away from her a little bit because she was told things on her beach and stuff like that. She was able to keep the secrets and stuff like that. I don't understand why it's such a diarrhea of the mouth that she's got to, hitch her wagon to someone and then just kind of spill the beans on this or not be told something right away and then spill the beans to someone because she wasn't told something. Like I don't understand. It doesn't compute in my mind. Like, when I was duped by her, she knew about it and there were other people that told her other things in regards to it. So she went along with that plan. And it wasn't like she strayed from it. So I'm very confused in regards to the gameplay at this point.
No, my question is, would you vote her out now? I'd have been voted out.
Well, that's the thing.
Can we get back there? Can we get to that at the end of the episode?
Yes. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there on whether Emily was right.
Sage, stop skipping ahead.
Sage did it. Me and Bruce be on schedule. Sage just over messing up the flow. I'm just hey, look. It's too easy.
Oh man. Okay, so going back to the other thing that we saw before the challenge, we highlighted a little bit already, was yet again another like Genevieve versus Aubrey drama, some of that tension going on. So Aubrey's out looking for an idol. Genevieve finds it. He's 2 for 2 finding the Billie Eilish boomerang idol that she needs to give away to somebody else on her tribe. And both times, rather than giving it to an ally, it's like, oh, this is good. This is a way for us to build trust. This is for us to work together. Both times she's like giving it to them in hopes that they don't play it and it comes back to her. Sage, they went to your season 49 castmate Rizzo. He chose to give him the idol. Given your experience playing with him, like, do you think that's a good move on Genevieve, giving Rizzo the idol?
It just depends. Like, Rizzo is a great game player, and Rizzo just has this aura of luck about him. Like, that dude is lucky. I would be curious to see or to hear if he's ever gone to like a casino and what is that experience like. Because in 49, a lot of things just kind of ended up unfolding for him without him having to do a whole lot. Like, people would divulge. And so he's really, I don't know, he's a lucky dude. So I would be nervous to give it to him. But like, Genevieve's, I guess, defense, like, she doesn't know that. Like, I wouldn't have done that because I've played with him. But she has this is her first time meeting him for all I know. So. But I like the strategy behind it. I just hope it'll work.
I mean, she had 6 days, I think, with Rizzo before the swap, which is about as much as you had with him before the swap in your season, I think. Something like that. So yeah, she's had. I mean, so when you got, I don't remember the tribe divisions, but when you split into 2 tribes and you and Rizzo were on different tribes, like that's about as much time as Genevieve has had with the Rizzo right now. So
Genevieve could work out in her favor. Let's just say they bounce Ozzy, right? Because she gave the other one to Ozzy, and then Rizzo tries to pull the same thing that he did last time, like threatening to play it but not play it. And these now seasoned players, very seasoned players, are going to be like, you know what? I'm going to call you bluff, and then he gets bounced with it. She could end up with 2 idols.
She could,
but they know about one of them. There are other players that know about the first one. So she had a good strategy. I'm not going to tell anybody about the second one. So
Yeah.
now you hope that.
But she
My
also
only
needs
thing-
Rizzo to not say anything too.
Yeah, but my only thing with this season and this boomerang idol, I was good when they had one. I don't like the fact that there's multiple boomerang idols. I wish it was an idol on those islands where now you have one for yourself. Now you have one that came on the island and the other was a boomerang idol, because it's just like it's too much now. So that means it's two more boomerang idols on each, if it's one on the other tribes.
That,
I'm
well,
like-
all three have been found.
Keep it
No.
authentic.
Yeah,
Like with one.
Genevieve found two. She gave one to Ozzy, one to Aubrey. No,
No.
one to Ozzy, one to Rizzo, and then Christian
Rizzo.
found one. He gave it to Aubrey. So
Yeah, but that's
Aubrey,
three.
Ozzy, and Rizzo have.
That's three, but I'm done with boomerang idols and what the fans wanted to have and all this. I'm done with that. Just have it be now. Just have them find an idol or find an advantage or something else. But the boomerang idol, good idea. I think it started off well, but now it's like, okay, Ozzy has one. What is he gonna do with it? Now Rizzo has one. It adds to the spicy, but sometimes you can overseason it. I think if you put something else out there like that, like Zac Brown, you overseason the chicken. That's all.
Yeah.
I wish
Okay.
I just one. I wish that each island had its own type of special idol so that it was unpredictable. I don't like that it was all the same.
All the same.
Yeah. Yeah. That
There's
is
no
I think-
authenticity to them anymore. Once the second one comes out, it's like, okay, copycat. Now the third one
Yeah.
comes out, like,
We
triplets?
saw Genevieve find it, and she was just like, "Oh man, Billie Eilish again!" Like, I thought I had my own this time.
Like, what the
It's like,
whatever.
Yeah.
hold up. What's crazy is they always make it seem like it's so simple to just walk down the path and find an idol.
Yeah, they seriously made it look like Genevieve just like boom saw it, and that was it.
No.
Nope. Hey, Abraham, if you may allow me to say it, future Survivor players, that shit is hard. Like you're looking everywhere. You go in, you go 10-1, 10-2. You're looking around. You go get wood. You're looking around. You go get the peppers off the tree. You're looking around. You're sitting there walking with someone, having a conversation. You're looking around. You're never paying attention to really what you're supposed to be paying attention to, which is like the conversation, whatever. I've done it multiple times. I remember walking through the woods talking to people, and it's just like, huh? What would you say? Because I'm not listening to you. I'm looking around to see in the crevice of this and crevice of that to see if there was an idol that nobody got to see but myself. So
Yeah.
it's just,
And you see it in the crevice of that tree, and you guys have been there. I'm sure there's like 8 million trees that look.
They all look alike. There's on the beach where you walk up on the sand, where's my beach? There's a rock wall in the back. So you can only go back so far before you're stuck with this rock wall. And it's like that one person is following you, like, oh, she's following me with the camera. I must be getting close to something. No. I didn't see anything. It's like it's spider webs, it's spiders, it's real shit out there in the woods. And we're out in the jungle trying to trace around looking for an idol. And then you look into a branch, it's like, oh, it's right there in 15 minutes. No, you're literally out there and you just happen to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Going back to, this idol though, and giving it to Rizzo. Do we think so? We saw, famously in season 49, Rizzo held on to it the whole time, even though everybody knew about it the whole post merge. Ended up playing it kind of unceremoniously at the final 5 and then loses fire the next time. But like that was like a very strong narrative for all the post merge. Do we think that he's going to hang on to it for so long, or do we think that people are going to, avoid like taking a shot at him?
Well, for me, he already has an enemy with Charlie. So I think that's a good plot twist for this season. For the reason Charlie is still pissed about it, because he's going to at least have one other person that's going to join him to go against Rizzo. Kobe, I don't really think he thinks Rizzo is might be a good person if we ever get back to another merge, but I don't think that's going to work out. So I think everybody that was going to vote him out before either got hurt, Kyle got hurt, or they're gone. And I think Charlie might be our best hope to vote Rizzo out. So, but I don't think he can play. I didn't see his gameplay in season 49. I saw him moving around and doing things. He wasn't good in challenges at all. So he's not good in challenges. And his gameplay was more dependent on other people's gameplay versus him not playing the item.
speak on it, Sage. Speak on it.
Lady said she know that's the real talk.
Rewatch. I will say this for anyone who's curious: rewatch all season 49 and pay special attention to Rizzo in the challenges. He is the first to take his hand off of things. He's the first to let things go. I'm like, someone who's so like athletic. I think didn't he say he's like one of the most athletic people? I'm like, For someone who's so athletic, you sure do let go of things a whole lot. Watch the snake scene. Watch the snake scene.
Look, I looked at him one time. I was like, Rizzo is doing nothing. I thought when Genevieve and Rizzo was in a challenge, I was like, this is a loss.
I couldn't. Yeah, I thought the opening challenge of the season with the Pink Tribe getting off to such a huge lead. I'm like, oh man, you put Rizzo on the closing spot, but I guess
Genevieve's hit him with a stick.
Genevieve's no slouch in challenges, so that's sometimes
it's
had a good.
Sometimes the vibe is about who you connect with and who really kind of fits. Him and Savannah just fit. They just fit together.
They fit.
And then as you kind of navigate through, I always tell people, look, you got to have at least one person that's your ride or die.
Yep.
And then that third and fourth person can be lukewarm. Yeah. But you got to have that one you be like, hey, if it goes south, it goes south. And I think Savannah was it for him. And I think that we would have saw a different winner had Sophie took that.
Oh my gosh. She would have. I'll try not to go on a whole tangent. She would have had the game in the bag if she had done that. If she had used the knowledge is power in that way, there's no doubt in my mind she would have won.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Especially after seeing how she beat Savannah in that final immunity challenge. Like, she had it.
She would have had it in the absolute freaking bag. I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
That was going to be a power move. And if you want to make then people always talk about, well, when you got to make your resume for Survivor, that's a resume maker. And it would have been at the right time. And you could have took the immunity idol and been safe down to 5. So,
and then no doubt Sophie would be on this season and Rizzo probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt.
Yeah.
Out of your whole cast, I'm trying to figure out how I think because of what he brings as far as the polarization of how he plays is what they thought was going to be a good catch for. And he does have a way of playing that you'll be like, that shit ain't gonna work. But you got to see it for yourself, either work or don't work. That's what, to me, that's how he plays. Let me see if this actually works.
Very he's a character. Like the Mickey Mouse thing, I heard 1,000 times. Like, he's very performative, and this is not meant to be a dig at all. It's a TV show, and some people are on there. Some people are on there for the fame. Some people maybe a little bit of both. Like Rizzo, he's was plugging his YouTube channel every 2 seconds. Like, he knows what he was doing. He knows how to play the camera. Like, he was very. I think he was a every season you have at least one or two characters. Rizzo was our character.
Yeah.
I thought he was a character in the game. I was like, this kid, he's a goofball. He's funny. Like, I enjoyed being around him during the game. I thought he was very just entertaining, independent of the game.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. Hey, Sage, hold on. Josh, here's a question, Sage. When you got the call to be on Survivor, did you know how to make fire with Flint, or did you go out and learn how to make fire with Flint?
Wait, say that again?
When you got the call to say, hey, you're going to be on this season here, could you make fire with Flint?
Yeah, I had already been practicing.
What was Rizzo at that year?
Listen, I'm concerned for somebody he is like one of the, like, he is a super fan. Like, he can quote stats like nobody's business. I'm like, brother, where was the fire making? Come on. Like, he said it. It was interesting to hear him say it this season of like, yeah, I did the same thing in 49 where I'm not doing shit around camp. I'm like, oh yeah, he did it. Like, the trio really did not do, and that was to their benefit. They conserved their energy. Like, things just came to them. But like, yeah, that dude, I'm like, you don't do a whole lot. You say a whole lot, but you don't do a whole lot.
That's the biggest thing that I've seen and I've been talking to people about in regards to, if you want to come back and if you want to get on the show, narrate the hell out of stuff. Like, you got to be able to tell a story. And when you're on the show, if you want to get confessionals, you got to be able to narrate. You got to be able to tell a story. You got to be able to sit in your confessionals and they ask you a question. Hey, what color is the sky? And you just go into a dissertation about, the contrast of the blue sky and the green palm fronds and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, the fish comes out of the water. Like, you have to do all that stuff. And then they're going to be like, oh, he's gold. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why he's on the show. Because
here's a disclaimer for all people watching this podcast. Thank you, first of all. We are talking about Rizzo, the player. We're not talking about Rizzo, the person. Because we've never met Rizzo, the person. Well, I haven't.
I've met him.
I haven't.
I've met him.
So,
and he looked me dead in my face and he said, "Can you like me now?" I'm like, I like you as a human being. I don't like you as a
I'll
player.
vote your ass out immediately in my season.
I'm like, I was honest with him. Like, I couldn't relate.
Nah, I can't
Just like how young people can't relate to me and my old ass when I was on there. Like, there were some people that just couldn't relate. I couldn't relate to Rizzo in regards to, like, you know, because I saw something that, and not to go too far in this, Josh, but I saw something when I was watching him play, like the handoff of stuff and, you know, not doing much of anything but a whole lot of talking. I was like, yo, like, that's not my style of Survivor.
No. And yeah. I think that, and that's, you know, that's the great thing about this show, right? Is that there's like different strokes for everybody, and that we all like are drawn to different types of people. And, you know, for the life of me, like the whole time I'm watching the show, I've never understood why people like, you know, love the challenge beast just because, you know, people like, you know, Ozzy or Jonathan just because, like, oh, they're good at challenges and that's it. Bruce, I think you brought a lot more than just being a challenge beast. I think that, you know, to be fair, you were
warms my heart.
You were a beast of challenges, but I think you brought a lot more to the show than just challenges.
When he fell off the wall, I was done with Bruce.
I mean, but there are people who are, you know, challenge beasts that, you know, that's just their only thing, but people love them. And then there's people who just like give snarky confessionals and that's all they do. And then people love them. And then there's people who, you know, are just strategy, and maybe not as much personality, but people love them. And that's the great thing about this show, is that there's something that we can all enjoy here.
Relate to that.
So you said all that to say that you're rooting for Rizzo?
I didn't say that. I never said that.
Okay.
It was
an opening. I had to take it.
You know, I'm sure he's a perfectly nice guy, but yeah, it's not the you know, the people who are trying to be, you know, get the screen time like that. That's not the type of people who I watch the show for. But, you know, more power to him, because here he is playing twice, and here I am just talking about it.
In season 51, I'm gonna go back and look at my season because I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, I should revisit your season 2. It should be fun to see how it holds up 5 years later. Okay, we're gonna take a really quick ad break, and then when we come back, we are going to discuss everything that happened during and after the immunity challenge. So stay with us as we take a really quick ad break.
Welcome to Brackettology, fantasy sports for reality TV. We run fantasy football and bracket style games for some of your favorite reality TV shows, Survivor included. Here's a quick tutorial on how you can play for free or play to win potentially some cash prizes. Our free-to-play season-long leagues operate just like fantasy football. You're going to want to play Brackettology with friends. You can create a league, make it public or private, or join one of our many partner public leagues. We even have a fantasy football-specific style game called the Advanced Game. We have 2 weekly elimination-style games, Confidence Pool and Week to Week. Our last game is a first impression bracket. Make your picks of who you think will get eliminated at each tribal all the way down to the winner. New daily prediction pools. You can enter a pool with bucks. Once won from our pool contests are redeemable for real cash prizes. Shout out to the Survivor Now crew. They've been supporting us from the beginning. Download the Brackettology app for free in the App Store. Thank you, Survivor Now, and thank you everyone for participating.
Yes, shout out to the folks over at Brackettology. They're always fun to play along that season. And that is how we do our draft, is we score our draft based on the Brackettology points. And whoever gets the most points based on the people that they choose, that's how you win the draft.
Keep watching Survivor Now, people, and tell all your friends about it and share the content with the simple fact that when it comes to Brackettology, we won.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah. They had a competition about like okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't exactly understand how the competition works, but there was a competition based on like how you can get most people to sign up, and we won. We as a podcast won the Brackettology, so definitely check out their stuff. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. I've done it with my friends for like other shows as well. Yeah, it's a great way. If you watch with friends, you can like, you know, make your picks every week, and it's a good way to like add some more stakes each time. Yeah, my wife has used them for The Bachelor, and they got into a league with some of her friends, and they really enjoyed that too. Speaking of our draft, though, Bruce, another one bites the dust tonight. Not looking too good for your boy, huh?
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm getting murdered in Australian Survivor. I'm getting murdered here. Like I might not do it. I might take a season off and not do it. Like this is just because I have an ego. If you haven't noticed, I got one, And Abraham, oof.
Huh?
It's just crushing me. It's making me feel like less than.
Oh man,
I'm a two-time winner, so I don't understand what you're talking about, but okay.
I'm a two-time player, so I mean, so it's all
okay. Speaking from experience, like in season 48, I had Kyle, our winner. I also had Mitch, who got 5th place and was around all season. But I also had Stephanie, who was the first boot. And so losing somebody early on and only racking up points with 2 people all season sucks. And it doesn't, even though you think I'd had that, I think I only got 3rd place that season because my picks didn't give me any points. So Abraham losing Savannah a couple weeks ago, tough blow, but we'll see. We'll see if he can overcome it.
That was just a little bump in the road.
Oh, we got some smack talk in the comments from Ollie saying Abraham can't talk. He hasn't won a draft since season 47.
Only because Ollie came in and won a draft between me and somebody else won. I think
we had Shaheen as a special guest last season.
Yeah,
he won. Pulling off the double Sophie, I think got him a lot of points. So yes. Anyway, always got to check in on the draft after the Brackettology ad. Okay, but going to the immunity challenge. I think we talked about this already, but I think that purple tribe or pink tribe definitely could have used Q because this one, just really seemed like pure muscle mass, like would have made a difference there. But what do you guys think? As people who have competed in these challenges, I don't think any of you guys did this challenge specifically, did you? No, but like as people have competed in challenges like this, like what's it like? You need more muscle mass for this sort of thing, right?
Well, first off, you're doing them dirty by making them swim that length.
You could walk. It wasn't swimming.
No.
You talking out there to it?
So they had to swim to the beam. They stood on the bucket.
Oh,
so that swim to the bucket, that right there, that took that gas people right at the beginning. You can see them. They're climbing up on the thing, barely getting up. So that killed them automatically right there. And then you got big ass Jonathan flipping over his boat. Like, nah, perfect, fine. Thank you, sir. We know you're gonna annihilate that. But now you got this weak tribe sitting there trying to muscle this thing out of the water with water still in the boat. Like, what are we doing? Like, nobody had a conversation with anybody. They said, like, this is an idea of what we're gonna do with his option A and then option B. If option A doesn't work, option B, it's got to be light enough to get it up onto the brand. And then again, here's an homage to Rizzo. Look at the people that were sitting there trying to pull that thing on all the tribes, every single one of them, who had their hand on it, like this, like limp wristed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm helping. You're not doing anything. Like
she had the thing. Here's the thing.
Frustrating.
For you future Survivor players, you got to think: how do you get past a physical challenge?
Sorry.
Bless you.
Bless you.
You got Mike White, Christian, and Ozzy.
Hey,
you still got to make the merge.
Can we talk about Mike yet?
Mike White got body now, but he ain't got no strength. He got body.
Okay.
He ain't got no strength. So you put a situation where you got to make it to merge, or you're gonna get voted out. You're gonna go back to tribal council. So when you start talking about who's got the strategy and stuff, you got to be like, okay, I know there's gonna be a challenge with water. I know it's gonna be something heavy. First of all, them sandbags is heavy because I touched them and almost lost my life. Them is heavy because that's the same boat that sits on our beaches, and it's just like, okay, it's physical. It was just embarrassing to see them not get past the net because it's heavy. I don't want to take anything with when you go out there. Them boats is heavy. Them sandbags is heavy. Them blocks will break a finger. So don't be out there talking about these blocks of light because I don't know about our puzzle pieces were heavy. So, but you strategize yourself out a chance to even be in the competition. I've never seen in all from 41 into 49. I've never seen where somebody was just stuck on a challenge. This is the first episode where somebody was just stuck. They were still dirty in the sand. They had given up somewhere in this challenge, was like, I'm good. We're not going to win anyway. We might as well just hang out in the sand because they stopped even pushing. So they
got caught up in the corner of the net. The corner of the net got caught up on the
That's
boat.
what it seemed like. It seemed like when they couldn't move it, but yeah, I don't know.
It was sad.
Yeah.
But I felt that weight before. Them sleighs and all that stuff, them jokers is heavy.
Yeah, we see 2 tribes turn the boat over, get most of the water out, and one that didn't. It was rough from that point. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, when some of these challenges come down to just brute strength and,
But I do enjoy seeing that suffering because I had to suffer and I know what it feels like to touch something. And because Jeff don't tell you, You can ask Jeff the weight or something. He won't tell you. Because I was like, well, how much does the sandbags weigh? He was like, he just looked at me.
The same.
Yeah,
The
I'm
same.
like,
That's what he said. Because the question was asked, how much did these weigh? The same.
Oh man!
And by the time you get to Johnson, by the time you push that heavy boat and you go through all that water, you're physically exhausted. So you need to figure out, and you look on the other side. You got, if you don't, hey, Kobe was exhausted too, though. You got to go back in slow mo. Who was tied? Jonathan was a savior for the other tribe, but he was exhausted. I don't know where Rizzo was at. Coach was still cramping up from the last time he was out there in the water. So he was know what he was doing. So you still got to be able to make it the merge. And that's my thing. You got to make it the merge. You got to win, or you can be back at tribal. And they was just back at tribal.
I got a question. Sage. Let me look up at you. Sage. So
I should have did. Hey, Sage.
You've obviously you made it extremely far in the game, which is great, and you were a part of a bunch of different challenges. Which one were you a part of that gassed you the most?
Oh my god! The whole time you've been talking about sandbags, I've been getting flashbacks to. There was this. I cannot remember what episode, what day, whatever. But it was the chicken reward too. So it was like that the cage in the water. So what's funny, we showed this in the episode. I was on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, there were sandbags holding the cage down. People didn't remove the sandbags from the left-hand side, from the front or the back. So when we were carrying that cage, we were like, fuck, why is this so, like, we know it's hard, but why is this feels impossible. Like, how, we're not even out of the water yet. Sandbags were still on it. Somebody finally noticed, and I'm sure Jeff was like trolling us, like, they don't even realize that. Noticed, I can't remember, like one of the sandbags, like, guys, we still have sandbags on. They removed sandbags. We keep going. We're like, gosh, this is still hard. We still had sandbags on the back left corner. So that challenge was already hard enough because that was also, oh, never mind. That wasn't that one. Already hard enough. And then we had the added sandbags. And we still ended up pulling out the win. And we were predominantly female presenting folks. So
I love that.
But that right there goes to say something else too, is that you can get rid of Q, perfectly fine. But if you have the conversation prior to who's doing what, then you're setting yourself up for the ability to flourish, to do well in the challenges. And you're gonna always have that one person that's gonna be good at a puzzle, even if they're mediocre at a puzzle. But if you're good enough to get to that puzzle, because that's what I've always said, the great equalizer of all this is the last phase, is the puzzle phase. All the brute stuff, whatever that is, what it is, you need it. Like it's always been said from the beginning of this. It's always been, we need brute strength. We need to stay strong. And they're like, oh, stay strong. What do you mean? Physically, this is mentally strong. Nobody is. But you have to stay physically strong because you need that through. Especially in this new era of Survivor, there are 3 phases in the pre-merge. So the third phase is usually the one where there's a puzzle involved. So they had a caller. The caller said, like, that's where your wicked smart person goes. They go up and they tell you, they do the call and they'll put this block, this, and all the physical people put it up and they hold it and they're good to go. But once you start getting rid of the physical people that are gonna be able to hold those blocks up, now you're screwed, or move the boat. So it was a short-sighted thing to look at Q going away, because Sage, I believe you said he's very very strategic and he's physical. That's a good thing to have, because God knows if there was ever a situation where they was physical enough, but the person that was supposed to be the brains wasn't brainy enough, Q could step in and help out. So now you're cutting off your nose to spite your face at this point in time when you're getting rid of Q.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's like kind of like he's not. This isn't. I would have to individually assess each person to see like how I'd rank them in this. So this is not meant to be a dig at everybody else, but Q, he's like a go-getter. And so I feel like in high pressure moments, like his frontal lobe just stays on, and like he is able to, I think, come up with a plan in real time, which is hard to do in those elements. But I think that's just a part of Q's natural persona. I don't know what his life experiences have been, but it seems like that's been reinforced time and time again. So I think, one of you had mentioned how that tribe kind of hit a lull at some point in that challenge. I feel like Q would have been like, we got to figure this out. I keep going.
He's a D1 athlete. He's a D1 athlete.
That explains it.
So it's like you need that around.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have quit. I mean, he wouldn't have quit, but you also got to, like, to what Bruce was saying, people got to be in different positions. So the pushers, the people who were pushing in the back, because we had the same problem. Somebody said 1, 2, 3 push, and that thing didn't even move. And it was like, what is in this sled when we did our season? So somebody got to be pushing, because I think Camilla was holding up the net on her. So that means, okay, you can spare somebody to hold the net up, and people got to be in the right place. But once you gassed out, you gassed out. There is no coming back. And they basically was crawling under the net trying to get back for, y'all going to tribal. They wasn't.
I kind of disagree, actually. Can I say?
Yeah,
that?
Go for it.
Oh, we push back. We got to say that first, though. Allow me to push back.
Go ahead. We listening.
Can I push back a little bit?
Go ahead. We listening.
So going back to that cage challenge, like when we finally got out of the water, because again, the whole time in the water, we had 2 extra sandbags. So like our tribe was freaking gassed. And we're getting up to the sand finally, and you have to climb this bank and then go through the sand. And I was like literally at the point where I'm like, I'm about to drop this. Like, I don't think I can physically go on. Christina was on the bench, and she said, do it for Austin, do it for Paris. She started listing all of our people, and I shit you not, that a surge through me. I was sure I was going to drop. We did not drop once we were on the sand, if I'm remembering correctly. And I fully attribute that to Christina saying, like, as soon as I heard that, I said, I can't freaking drop this now. I'm doing this for Austin. I can't freaking drop. And we got all the way. So, like, we were gassed. But if you can have that person, even if on the sidelines, giving those motivational words and knowing how to speak to your soul in that moment, you get a new life. That's my take.
I'm agree with you 100%. And I'm going to go back to the Gabler in his season where he was talking about the veterans when he was on his challenge to win that challenge. I mean, but you got to have, I think Q would have added that extra spark to say, hey, you can. Just like what was the guy with the glasses on in your season? He was always the pep talk guy. Glasses, beard. No, glasses, beard.
Wait, whose season? Who are you talking to?
Sage's season. Your season, Sage.
Oh, Steven.
No, not Steven.
Nate.
The full beard, glasses.
Jawan.
Little guy. Jawan was always the hype man.
How did I not think of Jawan? That's literally my brother. What?
That's your season. Hey, Bruce, and that's your season.
In that same challenge, Jawan was on the other tribe, and he freaking carried his tribe because he's like, "Let's go!"
Yeah.
Go. Like 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, Jawan. Aw.
Yeah. So you need somebody that's that person that gives you that extra push to be able. They just voted their person out. Ozzy, I met Ozzy several times now. Ozzy's a great person. But we're looking at this and saying, how does Ozzy play now versus when Ozzy first came out there? And we're looking at Mike White and be like, yeah, that's a 6-pack, Mike. I'm going to give you your 6-pack. I ain't going to take from it. But what we bring in with that, Mike? And Christian, you're a scientist. I'm going to leave it at that. You're a scientist.
Yeah, Stephanie, this was not the sort of challenge I played to Mike or Christian's strengths. That's for sure.
No, but Stephanie is physical too. She's physical. I ain't
she's a beast. But again, like it would help if she's like a foot taller and probably had 100 more pounds on her.
Yeah,
like
Emily
that would have helped a lot.
Bruce got to speak to Emily's capability. I don't know. I've met Emily in person too. It's funny. Emily's the nicest person you ever meet in person. So it's like,
well, okay, that we can use that as a segue because Emily ended up getting more heat this episode than she has, all season so far. Early on, she's like, okay, yeah, we got to vote out Angelina. We got to break up this David versus Goliath trio, which in the beginning, I was like, oh man, I don't think this is going to go too well for them because they had the majority last week, but like with what numbers, with which votes are you going to do that? Emily. And then, so Mike is like, okay, yeah, I can't do that. Let's turn on Emily because he clocks her as like Abraham is saying, someone who's like super nice, really easy to get along with and fun, but like really dangerous as a player and really capable as a player. So what did you guys think about that turn of events? Like going from, okay, first is Angelina, now it's Emily.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I
It's
love it.
chaotic. It was just
Because,
chaotic.
yes, for that reason, it's chaotic. They keep turning your toes. Who wants to know 25 minutes before the show's over who's going home?
Nobody.
Like when someone's dead in the water and like if there's a tribe swap and there's one person left and it's like, now you got, and I hate to bring his name up again. You got Rizzo by himself, but they got some, 4 other people that are in the same tribe. Rizzo's going home. It's like, whatever. Bye. And as much as they're gonna try to put a little twist on it, it's like they're gonna stay tribe strong. It's just inevitable. It happens. And for us to sit here and look at that and say, okay, they need to break it down a little bit less, like so we don't see all the 3 things that could 3 people that could potentially go home. Because last week when we talked about this, it was 2 people that we thought were potentially going home. Now we think it's 3. Even at one point in time, I'm thinking to myself, Christian might be going home. I thought that to myself. Because Christian was running a little bit, he's running the numbers, this, that, and the other. Like, wow, everybody knows he's extremely smart. So Christian might be going home. So I love the idea that they're doing that. They have the edit work it off a little bit. The only thing that I'm going to ask of the edit is when the winner comes, it's not so much obvious to us, but we understand why the winner won. That's what I want to see. But as far as for this, give it to me. Keep making it chaotic at the end, and then when somebody gets voted out, it's like,
Yeah, I knew when they cut to a commercial break after I think the comment where they were like, I think it was when they were telling Christian they were like, oh yeah, it's got to be Emily, she's got to be the one to go, and then they cut to a commercial break. I was like, okay, we know something good is happening when they come back. It's not going to be as simple as like, oh man, is it going to be Emily? Like, what are we going to do here? Yeah,
You know what I didn't get? I didn't get that Ozzy didn't pick up that there was something going on. So he comes back from fishing, and Emily first thing she says, "Hey, we're not voting out. We're voting this person out." It's like, Ozzy, did you not pick up there was a shift at tribal council? Did you not pick up that Emily is saying there's a shift? He didn't pick up on anything. I think when he's got separated from Cherie, he's just out there just kind of strolling along right now.
Picking up on the vibes like that has never super been Ozzy's strength. Like that's not, the greatest thing that he brings to the table here.
Yeah.
But also seems like, I mean, Christian and Emily and Steph were all like, okay, yeah, no, he's sure, it's gonna be Angelina. She's gonna be the one who's gonna go, which was like easy, to convince him because that was the plan that he had this whole time. He started off the episode saying Angelina is gonna be the one.
Well, Ozzy wanted that.
Yeah, and he believed but that's what he wanted to believe, and then everybody else convinced him of that. So, and it was probably, easy to convince.
Stephanie's just a swing vote. She's like, whoever you want me to vote for, as long as it's not me, I'm voting for him.
Which is, after being blindsided and left out of the prior vote, like fair enough. Like she, like it was in her best interest.
I think that she's ready to run from these people.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
like
for
whatever
sure.
you need to do, just let me get to a merge or another tribe swap, something. Like, go ahead. Yeah, where you want? Where you want me to go? How high do you want me to jump?
She still got Colby and Genevieve on other tribes, and she also has a lot of history with Cherie as well. So I think there's definitely Steph is just hanging on for dear life, trying to make it to a tribe switch or something. But it seems like she's probably in a pretty good spot after this because we have the Christian, Angelina, Mike got broken up, and this is just like a lot more chaotic, and so there's a lot. It's a lot less straightforward what could happen next if they go to tribal next, which now there's a 2 out of 3 chance that they are that they're going to go back. But I think Steph did make her chances of surviving the next vote better by making sure that it was Mike who went home tonight and not Emily, because if Emily had gone tonight, then the David versus Goliath folks but
that would have been the right vote. Mike should have never got voted out tonight.
You think so?
You vote out Mike because Kristen was upset because Mike pulled from the past. I do like the flashback.
That was great. That was really great.
The flashback was like, hey, look what happened to you last time. Mm-hmm. And Kristen took that, was like, oh, so that's what you think? Well, let's vote Mike out then. And then Ozzy, it just adds for the next episode of chaos. Because we saw the clip. It's just gonna be chaotic over that tribe. So that's the self-destruct tribe. So 2 going to tribal. It is probably 99% they're gonna be one of them.
Yeah. Sage, let me ask you a question. Do you think that at any point in time, anybody says anything, anybody does anything that can be used against them in this beautiful game that we love and held on to?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you don't always get a whole lot of information. So anything that you get, like, you have to consider and interpret. And so, like, with Christian, I feel like, did it strike a nerve with him? Yes, but also I saw it. He was able to recognize that it struck a nerve. Like, it's like, oh shit, Mike pulled that out and this had this kind of an effect on me. What else is he capable of? Like, if he can do this to me, who else can he do this to? So I saw it of like, yeah, it hurts. It's a stingy, but it's also like, that's very important information to consider of like, whoa, that happened quick.
Yeah.
But there's something else there. Oh, and like, I mean, granted, the rest of the folks didn't necessarily know that Ozzy was really trying to isolate Mike to himself. So that's kind of like a win for them without them realizing it. But I kind of think Mike was probably a smart vote for those reasons. Of he's a great player and like a lot of people were wanting to work with him.
Oh, yeah.
Necessarily the basis of their decision.
Cameo.
Yeah. I mean, Christian, like, had they lost, I mean, Christian was probably still going to be okay if they like voted off Emily tonight, then went again. He probably would have been fine. Like, Steph or Ozzy would have been the target. But I think he found a way that he's like in a tribe with 6 people and 2 of them will not vote for Mike. And he is finding a way to get the other people together to vote Mike off in a 3-2-1. I think that was like brilliant, really worked out in his best interest. Obviously, it worked out in Emily's best interest because if it wasn't him, it was going to be her. Because there was only 1 vote for Angelina. And like I said earlier, I think it's good for Steph too, because I think it breaks the game open the most and like creates the most options going forward for her, which is what she needs to survive this iteration of the tribe swap. Yeah, so for the 3 people who voted Mike out, I think it was the right decision.
If Christian doesn't unattach himself to Emily, Emily's gonna get him voted out. Somewhere along the line. Oh yeah. Yeah. Emily can't hold water.
She already, because she's already has as the question I asked of Sage, like one little thing that's gonna stay in someone's mind. Emily feels slighted because Christian didn't say something to her before they merged the tribes. Because she already brought that up. And she already kind of went against what he said by telling other people because he didn't tell her right away or before they merged. So Emily is going to be Christian Ubicki's Bruce Peralta kiss of death. I think it very well could happen. If they don't get rid of her and then they make a merge or something happens, Emily will help to spearhead Christian going away.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think how much, we've gotten from them so far because they've gone to every single tribal council, but they are definitely keeping things interesting and keeping us on our toes. Sage, do you have any thoughts on, whether people made the right decision sending Mike home over Emily?
I do think that it was a good decision. I think it would have been a good decision either way. I think there's pros and cons for both routes. The one thing, playing this game has kind of ruined my ability to just enjoy the show. I am like very intrigued by, and I don't know if this has been addressed because it's hard for me to lock in and pay full attention for a prolonged period of time, but in regards to the show, it's been a couple times now that pretty much any information that Christian has shared with Emily, she's like divulged, I think at least
a couple times. Yep.
Yeah.
So I do like at a certain point, yes, that can be advantageous to keep somebody like that, like in this case, Emily, around because it's like, oh, she could blow up her own game. But also it's like, and she can blow up your game because she already kind of is. So I'm intrigued by, I feel like there's just so much we're not seeing that's playing a role in why Christian wants to keep Emily around, because from what we are seeing, it doesn't quite make sense to me. So that's where I'm saying like it's ruined me to play this game because now I'm just like, well, what do I not know here? I can't have a full opinion on this because I feel like there's just so much context missing because on the surface, it doesn't quite make sense. But Christian's he's very intelligent, so he's got to have reasons. I feel like we're really getting shed a whole lot of light on those reasons. I don't know. Does anyone feel differently about that? I don't know if that's.
No, when coming out of the game, knowing what happened in 44, seeing what they put on television after having conversations with the entire cast about, their experience, I kind of got that played 45, came home, watched what they put on television. I was like, oh, you mother. And then it was like, okay, it took me all of 46 and 47 to kind of get over it and be like, okay, I know that there's so much more stuff. And if I have a question, I'm going to reach out to the Survivor player and say, hey, I just watching the edited show. Can you shed some light on something for me? And, I've gotten the answer every single time. And I love it because we Survivor players love to talk about our experience and how this shit went down and how
really went down.
Left it all out. And it's everything every experience that we had on the cutting room floor. But it's one of those things that we as players have to internalize and come to grips with and say it's an edited show, because I always liken it to when I would coach football. There's parents up in the stands. Their little Johnny is on the field. And what are they focusing on? Little Johnny. That's us. We're focusing on ourselves. Wait a minute. That's not what I did. That's not what I said. I never said that. And then once you get past that, you see the whole full context of what they're trying to do. And you get an idea of what potentially happened, but it doesn't bog you down. You're being bogged down right now, Sage. You're early out. This is, the season after yours. So let's give it to 52. You'll be all right.
I can't fully relate to that.
So I don't know if the cameras were just outstanding on catching your facial expressions, but every facial expression matched up with something that happened. And I was like, how are you doing this? It was like one of the players would say something and they'll catch your facial expression. And it probably wasn't to what they said, but they just matched it. And it just add elements.
What they said, because I don't know. I don't understand why we don't just say what we mean. I don't understand why we I don't know. We live in a really passive world. I'm like, why don't we just be upfront with each other?
Because we had to listen to 30 minutes of Zac Brown. That's why we couldn't see the Emily Christian development.
Did a number on all of us.
And Spearfish. And
so Sage, to your point of what you just said, week before, I was with Richard Hatch. And we had a little forum afterwards, and we're talking about, there's some questions that were asked. And Richard doesn't like the idea of he calls it a marketing ploy of new era, old era Survivor. And old era Survivor, if something was on your mind, you said it, and it was aired. No matter how potentially offensive it could have been, it was aired. Nowadays, you can't. Our minds are conscious enough not to say offensive things on national television because we know that we're going to get dragged eventually in regards to it or canceled, whatever. We are aware of that. But the way that society now has groomed us, we're not going to be saying things like that for the most part on television. Back then, it was like season 1 through 25. Who gives a damn? You said whatever you wanted to say. And then society started changing that. So now it is very, very different. So, and it's a game show where we want to win $1 million. You want to try not to piss somebody off because even if they're snoring, farting, aggravating, whatever have you, you don't want to be too aggressive towards that person because they're going to go tell someone else and they're going to try to vote you out because you're being real. Like if you're out in town and somebody's sitting on the side of you and they're passing gas, you're like, yo, stop. Like, it's disgusting.
Why? It's just everyone farts, everyone poops, everyone.
I understand. I did.
Sage got all the
There's
names.
some people that are just like, yo, can you just go to the bathroom and do it there? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you would normally say that. Like, I would say, go to the bathroom. What's wrong with, my son? Like, dude, go to the bathroom. Get away from me. Like, what are you doing? you can't say that in Survivor because it's like that's the one thing. Remember, that's the one thing they're gonna come back to and be like, oh, well, he doesn't like the way that I toot, so I want to vote it out. Like, it's just
said toot.
What?
Oh man,
real.
we gotta rein it back in here.
Where'd you use that at before in a sentence? Okay.
What I think that I'll just end by saying this, that I think that Christian, that sequence where Mike, did elicit that emotional reaction with him by bringing up the David versus Goliath thing with Gabby, was not expecting that sort of flashback. But I did enjoy it, and I think I didn't think that the David versus Goliath trio would get broken up so soon, and that especially they would be by their own doing to each other. But Christian, if you listen to his preseason interviews, he definitely did. While he and Mike seem to be good, they seem to be friends in real life. Like in the game, he definitely had an axe to grind because Mike is the one that really pushed the narrative against Christian that made Christian ultimately go home last time. And Christian likes Mike, respected him. He voted for him to win David versus Goliath. But yeah, Christian's like, I got to get him before he gets me. And that he did.
They hold some old school grudges too, boy. I want to see Ozzy and Coach go at it.
I'm sure. I mean, listen, next week when more tribes go to tribal council and we see more people play, we'll see more of this stuff come up because we've just been half of these players so far have just been sitting on their hands. And now hopefully more of them are going to get a chance to, play, get their hands dirty.
39 days back in the day. Listen, you got the relationships they were sewn a little bit deeper than what they are in the 6 days. So now when somebody says that they were hurt back then, they were genuinely.
You know what? I'm surprised that Joe and Charlie, as the baggage that they're carrying into season 50, it's great for TV, but I'm like, y'all probably want to talk to somebody because
they probably do.
See, because it's in their confession, like Joe, like I was scarred by the two players that scarred you are still playing Survivor with you.
I know.
Only one of them now, but
baggage. Is it the edit? Because I'm just imagining the producers being like, well, does it kind of feel like, you're scarred from, and then it's like, well, repeat that back to me. So I can't take everything at face value because I'm like, how much of this is fed and pulled out of like a 20-minute conversation? So I'm like,
say it, you mean it. Because I mean, you can only pull what somebody says, and then you can edit it to what you want it to be. That's the problem.
Myself.
No, Sage,
that's the problem.
She's got it. Sage, you have a point. You have a point because I remember very vividly with who was it? It was a conversation in regards to Caleb, and they just kept hammering home. So when you say that, can tell me like how you feel like, but put that in it, but elaborate on that. So then I would say the same thing again, and then I would elaborate on it. So like, yeah, it's production. Oh, yeah. They got to try to get something. So yeah, Sage, I agree with you. Like,
onto it, you zoom in a little bit. Like, it's just I don't know. If I talk about this, I'll go on for 30 minutes. So I'm going to shut my mouth. We can
Zac Brown got 30 minutes. You can get 30 minutes.
I got many thoughts, and I'm not a concise person. So,
oh man, well, it's okay. We're glad you're here with us, Sage.
Thanks.
On that note, anything else any of you guys want to add about the episode tonight? Well, this was a great conversation, lots to get into, and I think we had a really fun time here. But is there anything you guys didn't want to go unsaid?
Abraham, you're talking about those sandbags, right? You're talking about those sandbags. I just want to see you struggle with those sandbags.
First of all, you trash for that one, dog. Let me tell you something. That was a good one, Bruce.
Bruce, you pulled that up so fast. I love it.
I know. Here's the crazy part. When I grabbed the sandbags, I was like, I got this. And as I felt the weight, I was like, I'm on national TV. Don't drop it. Boy, that shit was heavy, boy. I was like, what is this? Man, that was a good one, Bruce, man. I got to give that's a good one.
That was good. Abraham, when they have the challenge where you're holding yourself up by the pegs against the wall, when they have that later this season, you can have that moment for
I got Bruce.
Yeah, you got him. Cool. Sage, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was really fun having you. Is there anything you want us to check out in the meantime?
No, leave me alone.
All right, we will leave you alone. But thank you so much for being with us, and we really appreciate your time.
We know who you are now.
And to the rest of you, thank you for joining us for the chat. It was a really fun, active chat tonight. And we will be here. We have so many more shows going on. We have Survivor Social usually happening on Thursdays. We have Stock Watch usually happening on Fridays. We've got Something For You usually happening on Sundays, as well as Australian Survivor coverage, which, 3 episodes a week, tons of content. So you basically, pick a day. There probably will be a new show that we have for you. And you can catch it all if you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us along at Survivor Now Podcast or at Survivor Now Pod on all the socials like Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, Twitter, all of that. And tell your friends. That's how we get great guests like Sage here, is because people like Bruce tell their friends about the show and ask them to come on. So keep spreading the word, spreading the love. And yeah, thank you for being here tonight. And we will be back here next week. So we will see you then. Thanks for joining us.